Is the Beelink GT1 Ultimate any better than the Beelink GT1 regular version? Let's try to find out. And we are back. So starting with the unboxing experience, it is exactly the same experience that we had with the Beelink GT1 that I reviewed a couple of months ago, and I'll post a link right over here on the YouTube card so that you guys can check it out. Now moving on to the design itself, it is exactly the same as well, with the exception of the top cover that has a different texture. But besides that, everything is the same, including the ports, which on the right hand side we have a USB 2.0 port and a micro SD card slot, and at the back a power input jack, USB 2.0, HDMI, Ethernet connection, gigabit in this particular case, and a optical out. Now regarding the launcher, it is exactly the same that we had on the GT1 with no surprises, but as always I do install a third-party launcher. And as you guys can see on screen, at this moment I'm using the Zen UI launcher just in case any of you guys want to install. Moving to the benchmarks, as you guys can see on screen, there is no relevant difference as expected. Of course, the SoC is the same, so the results will be more or less the same. Now, one box has 3 GB of RAM and the other one has 2. One has 32 GB of storage and the other one has 16. But those two factors will not make any impact in terms of raw performance. So you will have the same performance in these two machines. One thing that I would like to point out in terms of Wi-Fi connection, we still get the same issues that we had with the GT1 regular version. Now at the time of the review I thought it was a firmware issue, but after Beelink released 2 firmware updates, they fixed the OS X AirPlay, but the Wi-Fi issue is still there on some routers. So for those of you that are pondering to use this machine on a Wi-Fi connection, just be aware that some routers will not work good with it. Now in terms of media playback, we will be able to play YouTube up to 1080 resolution really smoothly, as we did with the GT1 in the past. I also tested, as always, my app TV from my local ESPN, works great. Kodi will play all the formats that I've tested up to 4K, 8-bit and 10-bit videos, H.264 and H.265 codecs without any issues at all streamed from my NAS, network attached storage solution, as you guys are aware, at least those that follow the channel. And then finally, I also tested Netflix as always, and the resolution is up to 480p or SD quality in terms of the Netflix playback. Now moving to the Android gaming, with no surprises, we will be able to play any game available on the Android platform, as you guys can see on screen there. So there are no surprise in terms of performance there. The game stream capability, it's also present, so we were able to have a great experience with the GT1 regular version. So with the GT1 Ultimate, there's no difference at all in terms of performance. We can actually play great both Android and also on GameStream. Now in terms of the OS X AirPlay, which is something that we use a lot here, they finally have fixed the issue that we had on the Beelink GT1 version 1 or regular version, and it is fixed also on the GT1 Ultimate. So we will have a great experience if you want to stream from one of your phones, tablets, and at this case I'm talking about iOS or OS X, the experience is very smooth. So there I'm really happy to see this issue solved on the GT1 and working on the GT1 Ultimate. And now let's move on to a topic that usually I don't discuss on my videos, which is the price difference between these two machines, which at this moment is roughly 17 euros. And if you have a different currency, just do the math. I will leave links down below so you can check it out. But if you ask my opinion, I do believe that it's fair. Now, should you get one or should you get the regular version or the ultimate version? That is another question. If you ask yourself, will the 2 GB of RAM and the 3 GB of RAM make a huge difference? My honest opinion is that it won't. Now, the storage wise, it is a bit different. If you feel that you will use the 32 GB of storage instead of the 16, then I do believe that it's fair to pay a little extra to get that extra storage. Nonetheless, I would like to remind that we are working with Android 6.0, which will let us to insert an SD card and then expand it as an internal storage solution. So it is a bit difficult to say which case scenario and if it's worth it or not. One thing, I do believe that it's fair, but it will be depending on your situation, which will be the best one in your particular case. And that being said, hope that you guys enjoyed the video. So don't forget that usual thumbs up. My name is Roberto George, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.